What's going on, y'all? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, and I have two different Herald of Perfection builds to go over. So I'm gonna go over my Herald of Perfection Counter Fairy build finally, and I'm also going over my pure Herald variation today because my deck got a lot of power. Just the 2 extra cards it got actually boosted its playability, increased its ceiling exponentially, and it's kind of sad, you know, like that my True Kings took that hit. But it's kind of like almost like a calling saying 3 stacks, like stop playing your True Kings and play your Heralds. It's like one of your decks got weaker, but another one, your favorite deck of all time, got like full power. It's just so stupid. It doesn't even make sense. Like I think Konami had the the Vendreads in mind, and they weren't even realizing. They had Vendreads and Trickstars in mind when they brought Honest to 3 and Prep back to 2. That's what they had in mind. I know they're trying to like push for Vendreads and push for Trickstars, but they forgot 3 Stacks loves Heralds. So I'm going over my favorite deck of all time today. It's got so much more power now. It's just really, really strong. Obviously, this guy's like a god card. Like, people say Max C's the god card. This is the god card of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, there's no card like Herald of Perfection. There's no card that like just has infinite negates. Like, no, there's one other. There is one other. It's the Ritual Beast Ulti Gaia Paleo. But it's a lot harder to add Ritual Beast cards to your hand because Herald, in his own deck, he actually get like you open up a Life Fairies, you search them, and you draw them off of the stick chair combo. It's like a lot more consistent. So I take that back because I know somebody in the comment section would automatically try to correct me because everybody's a critic. But let's hop right into this deck profile without further ado. So obviously we're playing 3 copies of the God card himself. He's just insane. Like he literally, like there's just certain decks that don't have beaters in their main deck. Like they just can't get over him. Cause like most people basically try to attack over Herald. Like that's the one way. And then they try to Kaiju Herald. Like those are the 2 ways they try to get over him. And the thing now, we have Honest at 3 and we also have Barrier Statue. So if you're going to Kaiju, it better be the Light Kaiju. And if you're going to attack, know you're running into Honest. So this card just got a lot more stronger and harder to deal with because Dinos went away. Like the thing with Dinos was like, okay, when I open up with the Herald and Barrier Statue, they would literally just go like Special Summon Conductor, attack over Herald, and then Book of Moon the Barrier Statue with Conductor's effect, and then just go off with their combos anyways. With Dinos dying down, that is not going to happen, and I also learned my lesson. Now I summon Herald of Perfection in attack mode like all the time. I mean, I have 3 Honest now, bro. Like, I don't even have to search Honest. Half the time I'm going to draw into him. So like I'm always summoning Herald in attack, and then it's like when you summon Herald in attack, even if you don't search Honest, it's like your opponent's not stupid. They know you have Honest, and also at the same time you can trick your opponent into thinking that you have Honest, so they won't attack into him because they know what they're running into. So it's like really, really strong. Like my deck is stupid. This has always been my favorite deck, and Rituals have always been my favorite summoning mechanic. Ritual is by far the least popular out of Pendulums, Fusions, Pendulums, Fusions, XYZs, Links, even Tribute Summoning is more popular because Dracos are a Tribute Summoning mechanic and Monarchs. Like, Ritual is the least popular, I'm not lying. And the least popular is actually my favorite, which actually makes my channel unique, me unique as a duelist because I like the really, really difficult stuff. I like mental challenges. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has always been like a mental challenging thing to me, and I like to challenge myself to make good decks. And in order to make a Ritual deck good, you obviously have to be good. So the proof is in the pudding. So we have 3 of the King himself, and then 3 of his Princess, his Queen, you can say. 3 copies of Princess Katana. Hiya! Now, Princess Katana is what makes this deck so abusive. She's how I'm able to incorporate different kinds of engines, because basically she lets you tech in any Light Fairy you want, and you can search it out. Time Maiden, Asura the Priest, Nikatama the Light Fairy Spirit, like... There's just so many different combos, like even Guiding Ariadne for my Counter Fairy build that I'm going over soon, like today. Like she's just really, really strong. She is one of the main reasons why I've done 45 now, 45 different variations of Herald of Perfection. When I say 45 variations, I mean 45 different builds of Herald of Perfection. Name one Yu-Gi-Tuber on YouTube right now who built one deck 45 different ways. Please tell me. I'll look him up. I'll find him and find out if you're telling the truth. Please tell me. 3 Princess Katana. She's just insane. Like, she's so important. She's like the only way you're going to make Herald. And then we have 3 copies of Handy Manny. In tandem with that, we have 2 copies of his boy, Sandy. We'll call him Sammy. Sandy sounds like a girl name. So Handy Manny and Sammy themselves. You play basically the 5 Jews. You did not want to capitalize on playing 6 because you really are going to open up with like too many normal summons. And I felt like the 2 extra Senjus really helped because it's 2 extra Herald combo pieces. He basically searches your Herald of Perfection or your Princess Katana. And obviously Manju searches for anything, so he's a lot better. He's the 3 of. But like this, for the most part, I use the Jews to search for Benton. Like, because if you don't open up with Benton or Ritual Sanctuary, these are like the only ways you get into it. Because Herald can get searched off of pre-prep. I'm sorry, Benton can get searched off of prep. Oh my god, never mind. Like, I forget about mentioning certain things in my deck profiles. Like, I know that you can do it, but when I'm like explaining certain things, I always forget, like, oh my god, you could do this, you could do that. This deck has 27 Herald of Perfection combo pieces. The other 13 cards that don't get you to Herald are the Stick Chair, that's 6. The 3 Honest and the Barrier Statue, that makes 10. And then the 3 Ties of the Brethren. So basically, if you don't have Herald, you have Barrier Statue Beatdown with Honest, no special summons, and Stick Chair, which is just like stupid. Stick Chair will get you to your Herald combo pieces. It's like really, really stupid. Like this deck, basically, every opening hand equals Herald, and sometimes it's going to be Herald Stick Chair. Like, you open up with Herald Stick Chair basically 70% of your games. Like, you always are going to draw into a Stick Chair piece because there's 6 pieces, and you also get to resolve Benton twice when you go double Herald, which is just stupid. So the 5 Jews, which are Manny and Sammy, and then of course we are also playing the best engine of the deck. That's not basically, if it's not Herald, you're basically going to be going Stick Chair. Like, that's the other best thing to do. Like, it's the strongest combo in this deck. The Stick Chair is real. I call it Staff, and I also call this Throne. It's just a different way. Like, I know people call it Stick Chair. I know that's what it's called, but I just like to call it Staff and Throne. Team King of Games, baby, we represented. And basically, this is how Herald does it. Like, every time you go Herald, you basically by default go Stick Chair. So I always like to picture Herald in like a duel. Like, if you can imagine it in the TV show, like, Herald sits on this chair and he has this in his hand and he's like, no, 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 stop, no. It's like really, really strong and annoying. Like, Herald Stick Chair is one of the most inevitable combos in this deck. It's so powerful, it's just retarded. It is just retarded, like, so insane. And it also helps you to break established boards when you're going second, because the Stick Chair basically enables you to pop 2 cards and attack over the other one with Deltaros. It's just really strong. And obviously, you can attack over anything with Deltaros and Honest. So it's just such a powerful combo. You're always going into it. It does suck that the deck lost Daigusto Emerald, because Daigusto Emerald was like the main way how I went Stick Chair multiple times. But now what's really cool is, like, when you resolve Stick Chair once and you have 1 Sovereignty left, you can literally special summon Scepter from your graveyard, chain Sovereignty to draw a card, and then you can normal summon another Scepter and pop 2 cards and draw 2 cards by using 1 chair and 2 sticks. So Ritual Sanctuary is definitely the other way that you can go Stick Chair more than once a duel. And obviously, this is the euphoric thing. We have 3 copies of Honest. Just because this card is at 3, I'm definitely playing it at 3. At bare minimum, he's a fairy, and he also just makes it so that your opponent can't attack over anything. You can attack over anything, but your opponent cannot. It's really, really strong, and this is why I'm always summoning Herald in attack position now, because I don't want him to get attacked over. Like, there were back in the day when Blue Eyes was a thing, there was always like reveal alternative, attack over Herald. You can't stop it. Like, this just makes Herald of Perfection a lot more powerful, because now you can't attack over him. You really just have to bait him out, which means you have to have more cards in your hand than me. Do you really think you're going to have more cards in hand than me? No, you're not. Not only am I going to have Herald of Perfection on board and 6 fairies in hand, but I'm going to have Ouroboros right next to him and put you at 5 cards to my 6. So are you really ever going to bait out Herald? In addition to that, let's say we have 5 and 5. You bait out my Herald by triggering his effect 5 times. Guess what? How many cards do you have left in your hand? 1 card, because obviously you went second, so you have 6 to my 5, right? So if you bait my Herald out 5 times, you're left with 1 card in hand. Good luck with that. If it's a Raigeki, guess what? It's a stalemate now. And all I need to do, because I already have Ritual Sanctuary up, is just basically top deck a spell, pitch it, search for a combo piece, special summon Scepter, punch for deck. Like, dude, this deck is just stupid. Like, I've been in grind game situations where I have won without even using Herald. And then 1 Barrier Statue. Like, it's just really, really strong. You open up with it inevitably because you can search it. And in addition to that, you can special summon it off of your Ties of the Brethren. It's a really, really powerful combo. And basically, with your Herald and Barrier Statue, it's just really, really strong. I understand that some decks can actually still special summon in it. Trickstar still can, and Lightsworns can only bring out their lights, not their Twilight Sworns and not their zombies. So it's still powerful. But think of it this way. Okay, let's say I have Herald Barrier Statue, and it's like, oh, Trickstars can still special summon. I can negate Licorice if I want to, and if I'm playing Lightsworns, they can special summon lights all they want. I'm still going to negate all of their effects. So it's just like, what the heck are you going to do? Like, obviously, you can't attack over my monsters. So whatever you special summon, if you use its effect, I'm still going to negate it. So who cares if you can special summon light monsters? Your light monsters' effects will still get negated. That's why Herald Barrier Statue is like GG no re. The only problem that I had in the past, which is one of the reasons why I stopped playing Herald for a while, was that the True Draco matchup was horrible. It was like they didn't special summon, this didn't affect them at all, and they would just tribute a trap and pop Herald. But with the True Dracos dying down and them also getting their True Kings returned down to 1, pure True Draco is like a thing of the past. They might still try to do the Wind Witch Draco thing, but they have like less chances of killing my cards with the traps. In addition to that, I still have Dweller, and Barrier Statue stops them from making their Crystal Wing. So Herald is back at full power. That's all I'm saying. My new spicy tech is a card I played in the past. No, I did not just figure this out. Like, I played this card in the past. Like, if you guys have kept up with this channel, you've seen 10 different Herald variations that ran this card. I also used to use this to make Coral Dragon in tandem and make Ultimate Zolkin and Crystal Wing. If you guys have seen my Herald Counter Fairy build, my Herald Counter Fairy build actually ran this, and I made like tons of synchros with it. Omega, Zolkin, Crystal Wing, Coral Dragon, Stardust Charge Warrior just to draw a card, overlay into rank 6, go Ptolemy M7, add another card back, just get more card economy. So it's not like, oh, why didn't you think of this card in the past? Why didn't you play this card in the past? Yes, I did. If you think I'm lying, look at my deck profiles. You see this card in a lot of them. But the reason why I left it was because, like, it was just, I was going into different variations of Herald, and it just came down to, like, you know what, like, Synchro Summoning strong, but, like, this card wasn't always the best card in a lot of my variations. Like, when I was playing Zodiacs for the longest, this wasn't a good card for the Zodiac build. It just really wasn't. But since I'm playing my pure variation, this is a really, really great card. And it's also a level 2 in addition to it being a tuner. So if you don't have Pom Pom Girl, you can tribute this in a level 4, still get your Herald, and then add this back. Or you can add the level 4 that you tributed back, then special summon this off of Ritual Sanctuary, normal summon, and Synchro for 6. Just really, really strong, because Coral Dragon will draw a card when it leaves the field, which gives you another fairy. It's just so stupid and broken. So the monster lineup is pretty chunky, but basically think of it this way. Every single monster is a negate for Herald, so if you draw monsters, it's a good thing. And then the spells is going to be really, really good. So we have the Juicing Berries right here, which is the what? 5 preps, baby. 5 preps, not 4. 5. This is a huge difference. Guess what else? Did I not call it in so many of my Herald of Perfection deck profiles? How many times did I tell you prep is going to come back when this card comes back? This is a lot better than pre-prep. It is. It's not once per turn. When your opponent D-barriers or solemn warnings or Dawn of the Herald, you activate this, get a combo piece, and add Dawn back to the graveyard. This is also your extension to make Herald twice. Like, now there's times when I don't banish Dawn of the Herald to add it, the monster you attributed for the ritual summon back. I'll leave Dawn in the graveyard and then prep, get this back, and then do double Herald. It's just stupid. Double prep makes a huge difference in this deck, because not only is this card at 2, but Ritual Sanctuary puts it back into your deck. So you have unlimited resources. So these are all +1s. The 5 +1s in the form of the preps, which is the juice and the berries, and then we're still playing 3 copies of the sauce. Pot of Desires is super strong in this deck. Even though you play 3, who cares? The real thing is like this. Once you get Herald on board, all you care about is drawing fairies. So once you've done your combo to make Herald, you don't care what you banish. You already have Herald. And like when you have Herald Barrier Statue, it's like, okay, I won this game, definitely. I just want to resolve Pot so I can draw enough fairies so that if I negate my opponent's place, I'll still have enough fairies in my hand left to make a push for enough damage to kill my opponent on my second turn, which is how a lot of my games end. Like, I'll do Herald Barrier Statue first turn, stun the crap out of them. My second turn, I just push for a lot of damage. So Pot of Desires is really, really strong. Like, it doesn't matter what you banish once you make Herald, because all your cards in your deck are basically here to make Herald. And once you've made Herald, it doesn't matter. And it only banishes 10. And think of it this way. Everything is at 3. You're never going to banish 3 of the same card. Like, it's just such a rare occasion, and you always resolve this after you've made Herald. Like, it's just really strong. That's why I played at 3, because I need to open up with this. Like, if I open up with this, my pre-prep and my way to make Herald, like, I'm going to win that game. And you play 3 for that reason. In addition to that, if people want to say, oh, you're gonna draw a dead one after that, Ritual Sanctuary, dude, it discards any spell, so it's fodder for Ritual Sanctuary. It's like, it's inevitably one of the best spells in this deck. It's the sauce, dude. It's like really, really broken. And we also have 3 Ties of the Brethren. This is a +1 as well, because when you resolve it and you special summon Starseraph Scepter and bring out Honest, you get to add Honest back to hand, and you get search off of Starseraph Scepter. So you get a +1 off of this. Honest pays for this, and Scepter gets you the plus. So this is a +1, prep is a +1, pre-prep is a +1, Pot of Desires is a +1. You have a lot of ways to plus. And also, your Las Vegas is another way to plus, because when you play it, naturally you take a -1 unless you play Metaphors Fusion, which I have in the past. I know that the card exists. You can take a +1 off of that, or you'll just take 1 -1. And then as long as this is on the field, every single turn you'll generate pluses by special summoning Honest or Starseraph Scepter, which Either way, if you special summon Honest or Star Step Scepter, you get to add a fairy to hand because Honest bounces itself back. So this gets you pluses, it gets you more negates, and it also extends your stick chair combo. Like there was a game when I had an awkward hand, I went second. I had stick chair, like I normal summoned Scepter and I had Sovereignty in hand, but I actually opened up with only Scepter and not Sovereignty. So I normally added Sovereignty. Then I ran this into a monster. And then main phase 2, use Ritual Sanctuary, special summon this back, did stick chair, finished clearing my opponent's board. I already had Herald on board. I just needed to break his board because I knew that he had monsters that were going to be really problematic. It was like really, really cool. Las Vegas is so powerful, and this is a deck that will never get hit on the ban list. Like it's inevitable that Herald of Perfection will be at full power forever, which is, it just makes me happy that one of my favorite decks will never lose its power. 2 Optimus Prime, yes, they are the ugly ones, the commons. All 3 of my supers are actually in my True King Yang Zing deck. I could have switched them out for the sake of the deck profile, but like we're not really worried about shiny cards right now. We just care that Herald of Perfection is like at full power. 3 copies of Dawn. This is like inevitably the best ritual spell in my opinion because it pays for itself. It's really, really strong. The main deck is 41 cards. It could be 40 cards, but you play the like so much draw power. You play the three desires. So if you want to be like, oh, make it a 40 card deck, cut one of the pots if you want to, because I know a lot of people like net deck me. So if you want to net deck this deck, just cut one pot, you'll make it 40 cards. Most of my Herald builds have never been 40 cards because Herald's just way too consistent. You can get away with it. Extra deck is Omega and Coral Dragon, the synchros that you make. Omega helps a lot with Pot of Desires because there are times when I banish a Dawn of the Herald and it's like I need Dawn for all of my combos. So Omega lets you target any banished card. Yes, you can. Yes, you can target one of your banished cards off of Desires. If you want to argue with me, we're not going to argue. I'm not going to listen. I'm just going to go about my business and keep making deck profiles. Utopia package is a fat package actually. And it sucks that we're in link format, so you can't really make this anymore. Like when I was playing my Zeus, obviously you can make Mrs. Radiant and go for this push. But when we were not in link format, one of my best combos in this deck with my pure build was to make this. Make your opponent's monsters attack 0, and then you make lightning, and then you just push for exactly 8,000, attacking monsters only. You can't do the 5,000 if your opponent has no monsters. I already know that. The reason why I say certain things ahead of time is because I know that there are those people in the Yu-Gi-Oh community who do not watch deck profiles for the information. They watch it because they're looking for something to say. And what I mean by that is like they're trying to correct people. Like there's those douchebags that comment on every video for like Yuki Nono's videos and like DZ's videos, Cali FX videos, Team Samurai's videos. They're like, they do it to every YouTuber where they comment and be like, you can't do that. And then you correct them and be like, yes, you can. They're like, no, you can't. And they want to go back and forth with you. For those people, I always eliminate the arguments before it could ever happen. So yes, you can attack for the 8,000 if we weren't in link format because it's both on monsters. Because I know there's going to be that douchebag that says, Utopia the Lightning only like works when you attack monsters. Like I honestly think like, do these people think I don't know how to read or I don't speak English? I know how to read cards. The Utopia the Lightning pack is really strong. This is another stick chair extender because you can make them with 3 level 4 lights. And you can still make lightning, so it's really strong. You can stick chair into lightning. And also, you just add this on top of Utopia, so you can Utopia the lightning at 5,000 2 times instead of once. The Constellar / Satellar package is M7, Diamond, and Deltaros. Having Diamond just makes it so that you're never going to lose in the Light Tour matchup. They cannot win. If they can't mill cards, they literally can do nothing. If they try to activate Fairy Tale Snow, you just negate it with Herald. Like, it doesn't matter. They're just not going to be able to do anything. Like, they can Chain Snow again. I'm going to negate it. You can go up to Chain Link 6, and I'm still going to stop you. It doesn't matter. I'm playing Herald. It's like, this, I've auto won. Like, I've had people scoop on me when I played Light Swords. Just drop this. Bam. What are you going to do? Like, you can't do anything. But you cannot, unfortunately, make this going first, because in your first turn, you do not get a main phase 2, because you get no battle phase, obviously, in first turn. So, you can't first turn Diamond, which is kind of sad, but you can second turn Diamond. And obviously, if you are going second, you can make Diamond, because you get a battle phase. So, I already know that. You don't need to tell me that. And you drop M7 on top of Diamond if you want to, or you can just hard summon him using 2 level 6s. Diamond has a great recovery where you can add Honest back to hand, or if you can want to stick chair 3 times, if you want to stick chair 3 times, this is your extension to add a Sovereignty to hand, and you do the stick chair combo that I explained with Ritual Sanctuary. So this is the way you can stick chair 3 times, but more than likely, once you stick chair twice, your opponent's going to lose. This is the best card making going first to put your opponent at 5 cards. It's very important to keep track of your opponent's card economy because Herald negates cards that your opponent activates. So the number of cards your opponent has in your hand is in his hand really does make a difference because the number of cards you have in your hand, that means that's how many cards you can negate. So if your opponent has 5 and you have 5, guess what? Your opponent can do absolutely nothing. like zero, nada. Tornado Dragon, Abyss Dweller, because True Dracos might still be a thing, and I just don't want to lose to their traps. So Herald is my saving grace against that matchup, because if they tribute a trap and pop Herald, I'm going to be really, really sad, because I can't negate it, but Dweller can. And then Castell, Starly's Paladynamo, and my favorite, the actual Pom-Pom Girl, the actual MVP. I should have been calling her Pom-Pom Girl all the time, but I used to nickname her Baby Pom-Pom Girl. No, she's Pom-Pom Girl. She has the pom-poms in her hand. That sums up the deck profile, you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for my updated Herald Counter Fairy deck. I'm going to do that a little later on today. I got to get ready for work, actually. But thank you guys so much. God bless you. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells, and peace out.